Watch my back!
On our tail!
Trust me. And buckle yourself in, maybe.
Down those blimps! Clear the way for our bombers!
Easy enough. Watch my back.
One coming up behind us! Do something! Taking position below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly! Come on! We have to do something about those flak guns! Enemy at 6 o'clock! Take him off! Give those gun trucks hell!
I took them out already.
Taking position below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly!
Pause. One sec. Sorry about that. So, I go to the corner variety store. Well, I get up yesterday, and there's no cat treat. My cat's going crazy, like meow, 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 every 2 seconds. And then, like if I go into the kitchen to get a coffee or something because I didn't have any pop, right, and it was early, so every time I went into the kitchen, she would jump and go and sit in front of her. There's a placemat on the floor where her bowls of water, I always keep some emergency dry food there for her. And so her water, and she only eats wet food because that's just, I don't eat that dry stuff. Fucking spoiled little whatever. She attacked me again. I think it was yesterday or the day before. When I came up, she panicked all of a sudden and went into attack mode, which I find is kind of funny, but I mean, like, she was like serious. It was like, that was like the third time now she's done that, so. But I've read that it's not uncommon, because I'm thinking feline distemper or something like that, Anyway, so she's bugging me for snacks. Getting back to the point of this. And I wanted a couple pops, so not a cup of, I wanted a couple of pops. So I go to my pants because I knew that I had taken money out on my credit card, and I had $20, like a $20 bill, and like it's not in my pocket. All right, check the other pocket. Fuck, check the other. Fuck, I lost it. Fuck, check here. I'm panicking. I'm looking everywhere, and it's like, fuck. I mean, like, I'm always losing money. A couple months ago, I lost $100 cash. Like, fuck. But anyways, so I went up to the corner store anyways because I didn't want to get another cash advance, but I would. But I knew I had $7 in my other account, so I was going to use that. Anyway, so I go up there to the corner, excuse me, and I was telling the owner, I call him Pops, and I call his wife Mom, right? Mom and Pops. And anyways, and I always like to say hello to them. Sometimes I just pop in if I'm walking by just to say hello, you know what I mean? Make an excuse. Anyways, so I went in there and I was telling them that I lost $20 the day before. And he stood up and he walked over to the till and he took out a $20 bill and he goes, and he's Korean, right? And he goes, oh, I find over here, yeah, after you leave. And you know what I say, $20. But I shook his hand and I thanked him for his honesty. And he said, you know, like the day before when I was there, that the night before actually, because he was working at night, and I went there around 8:30 and to buy a couple pops. Like, I know it's more expensive, but you know, like, there's a corner store, like I buy my toilet paper there because it's cheap, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She gives me, like, sometimes if I go there and they have bacon that's going to expire tomorrow, you know what I mean? Or it expires today, you know what I mean? I'll bring it home and freeze it. And I had at one point 9 pounds of fucking bacon in my freezer. Like 9 pounds. I gave a pound to Dave next door, and then, like an idiot, I gave one to Chris, but you know, like, and that's it. But you know, but sometimes when I get treats from the food bank, I'll bring them home. And if Buddy downstairs, Victor, has his kids, you know, like, hi, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it was the first time they were here, I heard them and I went down and gave them all these treats that I'd gotten from the food bank that day, and it was really funny, so it was a nice way to introduce myself. Anyways, so yeah, I just thought it was really cool, and I just wanted to put it down on the internet for posterity reasons that, what the fuck is their name? Park. I don't know. I honestly, I think her name's Lily or something. You know, I've always called her Mom. You know, instead of hey you, or you know, you just kind of like just don't really acknowledge a name. You just say, oh, how much is this? You know, and you know, I'm old school, man. My mom raised me right, and so rather than be ignorant, you know, you got to call people something, and hey bud doesn't sound, you know, it's not cool. So yeah, so I call her Mom and I call him Pops. And as soon as I walk in the door, I don't, you know, like, I always look at them. They may not look at me, but you know what I mean? It's I walk in and I announce myself, hi Mom, or hi Pops, or if they're both there, hi Mom and Pops, how are you? And I just thought that it was really, you know, so there is faith in humanity after all. That's, I guess, what I want to say. So I was just impressed. I shook his hand, and he goes, you know, you're a good customer, you know, like, you're here. You said, you know, like, he likes me, and his wife really likes me. And that's one of the reasons I really don't want to have to move, and I wish Gord would reconsider, you know, because he's selling the house. And yeah, I'm just not impressed. But like, if you know, I finally got the house, has a good name in the neighborhood. As he hits the bong. Double header. That's how smooth that shit is. Holy smokes. How you like me now?
Taking position below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly!
How you like
Position
me now?
below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly!
How do you like that, blockhead?
That's one less to worry about! Erika, got our tails!
Couldn't pull out, man. Just in for a penny, in for a pound.
Taking position below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly! Shake him off!
Like I was 3 feet off the ground. Must have lost my lift.
Taking position below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly! Enemy at 6 o'clock! Check him off! Come on! We have to do something about those Taking position below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly! Position below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly! One coming up behind us! Do something! Position below!
I see them!
Let's put them out of action, quickly! One behind us! That's one less to worry about!
Down low, too slow.
Taking position below!
I see them!
I gotta formulate a plan here. People say, well, if you gotta formulate a plan, why would you hit that? Like, that, and it's like, dude, when I got cluster headaches, I ended up getting addicted to this drug called butorphanol tartrate. It was sold originally under the brand name Stadol or Stadol, S-T-A-D-O-L, by Bristol Myers Squibb, and it was a semi-synthetic opioid, and it's hard to explain. Excuse me. I'm just taking my meds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's the one I'm missing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck, that's all you do when you fucking hit 50, man. Well, I mean for me, because my leg got crushed and all. It started earlier, but you know, you got the diabetes, you got the fucking antidepressant, you got the one for heartburn, and then, so, what did I say? You got the, oh, that's the high blood, or not because I have high blood pressure, but actually it's low now. It's good low. So I got that. I got the cholesterol. Not that I have high, it's low. I get acid reflux, have for years, and then I have the antidepressant, which controls the cluster headaches. Who knew? Whoops, I dropped the microphone. But it took like 25 years, 30 years, something like that, of going to the doctors, getting addicted to this fucking drug. Like, it was a nasal spray, so like you'd go, one spray was 1 milligram, 2 sprays was 2 milligrams. Well, 2 sprays or 2 milligrams, right, was the equivalent of 10 milligrams of morphine. And it got so bad that at the end, it just to roll out of bed in the morning, it was like psh, 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 psh. Yeah, 6. So do the math. You know what I mean? It was just, you know, and then an hour and a half, 2 hours later, it was another you know, sometimes I'd go through a whole bottle a day. The manufacturer said you could get between 16 and 18 sprays. Well, that's because you're supposed to prime it. Well, being an addict, I would prime it up my nose so I could get like 22 sprays. And I would use, towards the end, I would thin it down with sterile water and like saline. So yeah, cause like neutral pH, because you know you don't want to fuck with that. It'll burn the shit out of your nose. And I was still going to the doctors and getting 100 milligrams of Demerol, 50 milligrams of, so it was 150 tens. So it was Demerol, Gravol, Valium. So it was 100 of Demerol, 50 of Gravol, and 10 of Valium. And I would go in the morning and get that after using my meds, plus using anti-migraine meds. Like, come the dawn, I've already used the day's meds and I still got 8 headaches at least to go. You know, oh, it was incredulous. And he, at a last-ditch effort, you know, because, anyways, yeah, it got really bad, so I went to him and said, I'm an addict, and he kind of chuckled and said, do you think, you know, like, 'cause he'd been after me for months, like, he inadvertently created a monster, and, you know, he didn't know how to stop, and you know, the hardest thing for an addict to do is look at themselves in the mirror and say, you are a drug addict. You know, and admit it, you know, but not look away, look yourself right in the eyes, and I did, and I didn't like what I saw, and it took me 45 days to wean myself down, and I did it. I had Valium for the first, I think, 14 days, and then we cut that down by half. For the next 2 or 3 weeks, we just tapered down the Valium as well. And when I would get the withdrawals, all he said was just smoke, as he used to say, go smoke some cannabis, some good marijuana. He was Irish. And, go smoke some cannabis, some good marijuana. I know you get the good stuff. And I would laugh, because I've gone there and smelled like weed, like I've actually had weed on me. And he's like, I smell cannabis. Have you got cannabis on you? I go, some pot? And he's like, yes, whatever. Well, let me see. And I showed it to him. And he's like, man, we didn't have that back when I was going through university. And the doctor I have now smoked hash during the 60s. He was in...
Put them out of action, quickly!
Ironically, somewhere around Kashmir. Forget what.
What behind us?
How do you like that, blockhead?
That's one less to worry about! There is one behind us!
How do you like that?
Because he wanted me to go into treatment, and I refused. And then he said, "Well, what about methadone?" And I fucking
Bring in
laughed
position
at him.
below!
I see them.
Worse.
Let's put them out of action, quickly!
Anybody that I've ever known in my life that went on methadone, still on methadone.
Shake him off! You got him! Give those gun trucks hell! Just a few of those buck jerry kites on our tail!
You got it.
Nice work there!
Right on. Anyway, time.
Bombers are here.
As soon as I flicked the thing to reverse, I passed.
Follow the bomber formation in! Keep those fighters off them!
Piece of cake, Wilson. Prepare to be left in awe.
Sorry, man. I'm just reaching for a smoke.
We've lost the bomber! They have to make it to the fortress
kited.
We have anti-air taking positions below! Those trucks will wreak havoc on our bombers! Jerry's got us in sight!
Hold tight. Don't be melodramatic.
Bloody hell!
Fuck that. I have no spatial awareness.
We've lost a bomber! They have to make it to the fortress or this mission is bust!
I know, I know.
That's bad! That's bad! Bloody hell, that was close! Enemy through! Bombs away!
Way to go. It's not over yet.
Stay on the fighters and
The bird was busted. She buried her nose in no man's land a half-mile due west of where I went down. Wilson, the poor sap, didn't make it out. But that was his bad luck. I had more pressing problems.
Ich muss was trinken. Das ist dermaßen langweilig. Komm schon. Ich muss was trinken. Scheiße, das ist kalt. Das ist dermaßen langweilig. Verdammter Hauptmann. Gibt immer mir die Scheißarbeit. Was stinkt hier so?
I'm just gonna say I've had plenty of practice moving quietly. Out the back of bars, bedroom windows, you don't need the details. Anyway, once those Germans were gone, I put my skills to work, heading west towards the British front, quiet as an alley cat.
gotta say that's the first time in a long time I've actually thought of my father. In a long time. Yeah, he and I had a acrimonious relationship. I reached out and asked him to help me. His last words that he ever spoke to me were, "What the fuck did you ever do?" Like, who does that? You know? But I would never say that to my son, ever. Or my daughter. And my daughter hates my guts. For whatever reason, and that's cool. You know, like my son said, you know, he never knew half the stuff. And then I dropped a bombshell on him. And, you know, it shook him hard. And ever since then, we've been like, when he phones me, you know, he's always like, "Hi, Dad," and, you know, like, I don't know, you know, like, he's almost apologetic if he asks, you know, like, "Oh, I'm still at work." That's what he said. You know, the other night, "Oh, I'm still at work. I'll call you though." And it's like, well, it's gonna get home really late. And, you know, like, he's fucking 19, almost 20. Just bought his first car. You know, he's got a beautiful girlfriend.
Between me and the British front were German trenches and German guns. Oh, and half the population of Berlin. All spoiling for a fight.
Hast du was gesehen? Rede mit einem dieser Gespenster das hier. Ich kann's nämlich nicht mehr hören. Das ist mir egal, hast du das verstanden? Das ist mir egal! Kapiert? Sehe ich aus, als würde mich das interessieren? Mann! Jetzt immer wir die Scheißarbeit.
Hey, Kamerad! Wie geht's dir? Sieht's gut aus.
Hältst du eigentlich irgendwann mal die Schnauze? Ganz ehrlich, ich kenne keinen, der so viel redet wie du. Was stinkt ja so? Hol dir was holen. Das nervt halt. Scheiße.
My lucky day. The Brits must have been sitting down for tea and crumpets instead of shelling the Germans. Still, I had to get through to our side of the line before those guns started up again.
Ich sag dir was, nur weil ich das Beste für unser Land will, bestraft mich der Hauptmann ständig. Was ist daran schuld, ne? Rede mit einem, den der Geschwätz interessiert. Ich kann's nämlich nicht mehr hören.
Hey Kamerad, wie geht's? Siehst gut aus.
Hältst du eigentlich irgendwann mal die Schnauze? Ganz ehrlich, ich kenne keinen, der so viel redet wie du.
Dass ich meinen Arsch nicht von deinem Gesicht unterscheiden kann.
Hey, kennt ihr das? Ich soll ab, du Idiot. Sehe ich aus, als ob mich das interessiert? Hey, Kamerad! Gut aus! Nicht so laut, du Idiot! Ich hätte nicht gedacht, dass ich dich wiedersehe. Halt endlich dein Maul.
Der Hauptmann hat's auf mich abgesehen. Keine Ahnung, was ich getan habe.
Dein Geschwätz mit uns noch rum. Oder vors Kriegsgericht.
Einfach eine Mauer durch ganz Europa ziehen sollen. Dann hätten wir uns das alles hier gespart.
Hättest du eigentlich irgendwann mal die Schnauze? Ganz ehrlich, ich kenne keinen, der so geredet wie du.
Meine Füße sind eiskalt. An der ganzen Scheiße sind nur die Franzosen schuld.
Ja, habt ihr verstanden? Das ist mir egal. Hast du was gesehen?
Halt endlich dein Maul! Dermaßen langweilig. Das alles hier so satt. Würden uns diese Bastarde nicht die Arbeit wegnehmen, hätte ich nicht zur Armee gehen müssen.
Mann, red mit einem, den dein Geschwätz interessiert. Ich kann sie mich nicht mehr hören.
Oh, mein Magen.
Hey, ich hätte nicht gedacht, dass ich dich wiedersehe.
Halt endlich dein Maul! Immer mir die scheiße Arbeit.
Man hat's auf mich abgesehen. Keine Ahnung, was ich getan habe.
Alles klar.
Hör zu, Arsch! Meine Füße sind eiskalt. An der ganzen Scheiße sind nur die Franzosen schuld.
Sehe ich aus, als würde mich das interessieren?
Squareheads are everywhere.
Der Hauptmann hat auf mich abgesehen. Keine Ahnung, was ich getan habe. Hör zu!
Sorry, I guess I shouldn't say that. A racial slur that most of you wouldn't fucking understand.
Wir hätten einfach eine Mauer durch ganz Europa ziehen sollen. Dann hätten wir uns das alles hier gespart. Nur weil ich das Beste für unser Land will, straft mich der Hauptmann ständig. Was ist daran falsch, hä?
Scheiße, ist das kalt.
Hast du was gesehen?
Ist mir egal. Hast du das verstanden? Das ist mir egal. Kapiert?
Ich hab das hier alles so satt. Würden uns diese Bastarde nicht die Arbeit wegnehmen, hätte ich nicht zur Armee gehen müssen.
Mann, red mit einem, den dein Geschwätz interessiert. Ich kann sie mich nicht mehr hören. Ich hab das alles hier so satt. Würden uns diese Bastarde nicht die Arbeit wegnehmen, hätte ich nicht zur Armee gehen müssen.
Sehe ich aus, als würde mich das interessieren? Mann.
Du bist der deprimierendste Mensch, den ich kenne. Ich kann ein ständiges Gejammer nicht mehr hören. Wenn da jetzt...
Sichere seid bereit! Ich rücke auf dieser Seite vor! Beschäftige ihn! Ich rück so lang vor! Der Kerl ist gerissen! Er darf uns nicht entkommen! Seine Position vor! Hol dir diesen... Geh weiter! Scheiße! Du bist in uns! Scheiße! Einer von denen ist durchgekommen! Sag mir auf! Ich rücke vor! Nimm das Schwein unter Beschuss! Und dann... Aber raus, du Schwein! Zeig dich oder stirb!
Tja.
Those trenches were packed full of the Kaiser's finest. But hopefully, most of them would be looking for trouble coming the other way. Hopefully.
Hör zu, Arschloch! Konzentrier dich auf deinen Posten! Woran denkst du gerade? Was zum Teufel ist mit deinen Augen los?
Hey, ich hätte nicht gedacht, dass ich dich wiedersehe.
Halt endlich dein Maul!
Hey, Kamerad, wie geht's? Siehst gut aus.
Nicht so laut, du Idiot!
Nur weil ich das Beste für unser Land will, fragt mich der Hauptmann ständig. Was ist daran falsch, ne?
Sehe ich aus, als würde mich das interessieren? Ich verliere den Verstand. Hör zu, Arschloch! Konzentrier dich auf deinen Posten! Ist mir egal! Hast du das verstanden? Das ist mir egal! Kapiert?
Das Beste für unser Land will, bestraft mich der Hauptmann ständig. Was ist daran falsch, ne?
Sei geschwächt, bring uns da hoch! Oder vors Kriegsgericht!
Alright, I'm going for a break. Catch up to you. Peace out.